Hi guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of the $500 to $10,000 trading challenge. As you guys can see on the screen right now, our trades that we entered during the last episode on Atom and on Solana are running in amazing profits. The account is back above $600 and things are looking good. So Solana played out beautifully and both entries got hit, and currently this is our average entry, and we have now also tightened our stop loss to this previous low. Now, if we get stopped out at the previous low, we only lose $6 of the account. So we really mitigated our risk by tightening our stop loss over here. And I think that Solana looks good for potential bullish continuation. If we look at the local downtrend, we can also see that this local downtrend that we were entering over here, right, with these lower highs and lower lows, has now been shifted back towards the upside. So Solana can form a higher low, but technically speaking, according to our market structure, we should continue higher. Right now though, Solana is fighting this crucial resistance area of this range high based off this range of these three pivots over here. If we manage to flip that range high, then we should start its expansion towards higher targets. As we can see on the screen right here, Atom came pretty close to our tightened stop loss, but both the add-on position and the original position are right now back in nice profits. Let's see if we can enter some other positions as well, since both of these positions are only at very small risk. If Atom gets stopped out, we only lose $10, and if Solana gets stopped out, we only lose $6. So maybe we are ready to add a third long position. We are printing like crazy. The positions on Solana and on Atom are running in insane profits. Right now we are over $90 in unrealized profits, and you might be wondering, Guru, why do you not shave any profits over here? Let me tell you, I have very high targets for both Solana and Atom, and I will show you guys on the charts right now. So over here we see the insane execution on Solana, but guys, I gave you the analysis and the execution on last week's episode. These are my 3 take profit targets, and let me explain to you guys why I have these ambitious take profit targets and why I might even expect Solana to reach a new all-time high. If we go to the 4-hourly chart, this first take profit target is an interesting one. Why is it? Because the first take profit target is the top of a low probability order block over here. We see this supply area. This is a low probability supply area. Why? Because the supply area did not sweep any liquidity while it was being formed. It has no inducement below it, but still some people will use the top of that supply area to cover their stop loss, or the bottom to enter a short entry with their stop loss above the supply, which makes the high of this supply candle an important buy sell liquidity target. Now above that buy sell liquidity target is where we do have a valid supply area and a valid high time frame resistance area. Supply was being formed while sweeping very important buy sell liquidity, right? And it gave us an impulse to the downside that eventually shifted structure over here. So this is a critical resistance area for Solana, and I expect that resistance area to get mitigated and to get tapped. So right beneath that supply area is where we are going to take our first batch of profits. And then guys, simply look at the weekly time frame and try to tell me that this over here is not looking very bullish. Besides the supply area that I just mapped out, which will be important resistance, there's not a lot of resistance until a new all-time high for Solana, which is why I'm targeting a lot higher. We have the stop loss at break even for Solana. We have the stop loss at break even for Atom. Yes, we have a lot of unrealized profits that we are risking right now, but you also do have to realize that these are high conviction trades for me and that we cannot lose either way. So either we go rich and we push the account close to maybe even $800, $900 or $1,000 already, or we get stopped out at break even and we still don't lose anyways. So my conviction is high. I'm expecting higher targets for the both of them. Both trades are risk-free. We removed the CRV long orders because my first target got hit without filling our orders. I think right now is the perfect time to add some extra risk to the account and to start looking for a third long position. Solana is almost running in $100 profits, which is basically almost a 20% unrealized gain on the account. Yes, I am not shaving profits. I'm even extending my take profit target, guys, to a new all-time high, right? I'm not using the exact all-time high. I always use the second to highest high to take profit. But I decided to let the members vote. Should we take partial profits along the way towards my target for Solana, which is an all-time high? I also just made a YouTube video on that. Or should we stick with the position, have faith, keep our stop loss at break even, and let it run until it reaches my target for a new all-time high. They voted and they said hold the position, fuck partial profits, and guys, if we do manage to reach an all-time high, then that means that we are going to gain over 250% on the account. I mean $250 obviously, which is a 50% gain on the trading account. We are going to enter a brand new long position right before the weekend as well, guys. But before we do, you can see that Adam got stopped out at the break even, unfortunately, which is a shame, but it's part of the game. We didn't lose any money, so my risk management was on point. But as you can see, it didn't have the strength to give us a shift structure over here as I drew out over here, and instead it went to the downside, took out the sell stops over here, and it stopped us out at break even. Now let's see which long position we will add right before the weekend. I am going to add this RNDR long position, guys. RNDR is in price discovery. It is potentially in a reaccumulation range over here before reaching a potential new all-time high. What we can see over here is a beautiful range, and if I switch to the 15-minute time frame, we can see pivot number 1 was a new all-time high. Pivot number 2, the end of the first corrective structure over here. Pivot number 3, new all-time high, and basically the same price as well, giving us 3 pivots. We even have a 4th pivot over here, and even a 5th and 6th pivot over here, a high probability range. Now if we analyze a local structure on the 1 hourly time frame, we can see the price gave us a fake break of structure over here. Why is this a fake break of structure? Because the high that we broke did not bring us to a new low compared to this low that brought us to that high, so a fake break of structure. This fake break of structure trapped people into opening up long positions over here or on the pullback with their stop loss exactly beneath that low. So we take out their stops, and after taking out their stops, guys, you can now also trade Woo, Bitcoin, and other crypto pairs on PrimeXBT. They're now finally offering crypto futures trading alongside trading commodities, Forex, and more. Definitely one of the most trusted exchanges out there, and if you want to sign up, make sure to use a link in the description down below and you will get a 7% deposit bonus. We form a local liquidity sweep over here. That local liquidity sweep is being followed by a valid break of structure by opening and closing candles above this high that brought us to this significant low, so it's a significant high to break. Besides that, this break of structure, that impulse that broke structure, also means a reclaim of the range low and a deviation potentially being confirmed of the range low. We have an unmitigated liquidity pool above the range high, and we know that after a mitigation of the range low liquidity pool, if you get a confirmed deviation of the range low in confluence with a flip structure back to the upside, and we have the daily and 4-hour trend still towards the upside, then we should technically expand towards the range high unmitigated liquidity pool. And that's what I'm anticipating over here on RNDR, and that is why I'm looking to set a limit long beneath this local sales liquidity over here, right, which is right above the range low. And if we are going to go for a second deviation of the range low before expansion, then I have my second order ready and waiting to get hit beneath this low over here, which is also where we probably have some stop losses resting. First target, range high. Second target, new all-time high around $16. I have some good news, I have some bad news, and I have a brand new trade to end off episode 8. I always like to start off with the bad news, and the bad news is that both entries got hit on RNDR. But after filling the first entry over here and then pumping to a new high, I decided to move my stop loss to break even, and I decided to remove my second order, and I now obviously regret that decision, because afterwards we got stopped out to break even, but actually it just filled the second order, front run our stop loss, so we wouldn't have been stopped out, and then it started pumping towards our first take profit target, which was the range high liquidity pool over here. Obviously this was a mistake. Why did I move my stop loss to break even too early, even though my system gave a clear trigger? Guys, it was the weekend, and even I sometimes still have to enjoy myself without constantly having to look at my screen, without constantly having to look at my phone. My sister and her boyfriend were in the Netherlands for a few days. They live in Germany. I had to spend some time with them, so I decided to move my stop loss to break even and enjoy my time without any stress or without having to look at the charts. So it was a decision that I made. It didn't play out the way that I wanted it to, but obviously it's part of the game. The good news though is that we took some massive profits on Solana, guys. I just closed 50% of the position. I know that I promised you guys to hold the entire position towards my final take profit target around $243, but guys, the position was running in over $160. And sometimes you should not be greedy. I've taught you guys not to be greedy and to lock in profits whenever you feel like it. Guys, $160, which equals 32% a raw gain on the account. If you don't take profits at such a gain on the trading account, you are out of your mind, and I would be teaching you guys the wrong thing. So I decided to close 50%. I keep my stop loss at break even, and the rest of the position I will let it run until my final take profit target around $243. If we reach that target, we still gain another $128. Right now, guys, we are almost at a 50% gain on the account. We are at $741. We are almost already at $750. It would be a crazy gain, and I would be very, very proud if we accomplish that gain. Hopefully in the next episode. Let's end off this episode with another brand new trade on Ethereum that I'm about to enter, and that might still be valid whenever you guys watch this episode. So guys, I've set these two limit long orders over here, and the reason being is that if we look at the daily chart, we see a huge wick to the downside. We know that these wicks, they tend to get filled for 50%. So I mapped out the 50% level over here, and we can see that the weekend low that we put in over the weekend slightly front run that 50% wick fill level. Now I think this is a sign of the smart money. Also, after front running it, we put in a break of structure. Yes guys, I know it's a valid break of structure because this high brought us to a fresh low compared to this low that brought us to that high. But a break of structure has no use if the drawn liquidity is still resting lower. So I think that this break of structure, even though it's a valid one, is still a fake one designed to engineer even more liquidity beneath this low. Why? Because of this fake break of structure, people are opening up long positions over here or on the pullback, and they are putting their stop beneath this low, engineering a lot of liquidity besides the liquidity that we already have because of this huge daily wick that is not filled for 50% yet. And around that 50% wick fill level, we have this hour 4 level of support, that high term level of support on the 4-hourly time frame. Is it a coincidence that it exactly aligns with the 50% wick fill level? I don't think so. Then we also have this higher time frame range, the previous bull market range on the 3-day time frame. Pivot 1 and 2 over here, pivot number 3 over here. We know that after a deviation of the range low, you should expand towards a range high liquidity pool as long as you reclaim the mid-range. We reclaim the mid-range, so we have a very clear invalidation, because this wick over here can be seen as a small deviation beneath the mid-range, just like we saw one over here, and then as long as the mid-range holds, we should expect higher targets. So I've put my second entry exactly at that mid-range level that also aligns with the wick fill. Then around that mid-range level, we have this hour 4 order block over here, right? That's not a coincidence. If we check out the EMA confluence on the 4-hourly time frame, we can see that the 200 EMA and the 200 moving average that we haven't tested since this huge run upward started are exactly aligning with that 50% wick fill level. And we know that these EMAs, they often act as support, but often we wick slightly beneath them, then reclaim those EMAs and then start pumping towards the upside. So in that case, these EMAs, they align beautifully with our POY. It's not necessarily a trade according to my range trading system, but we should not forget the fact that we have a range on the 3-day time frame, on the weekly time frame, that is providing some beautiful confluence for this trading idea. But let's see if these orders get filled. Let's see if this trade plays out. Let's see if Solana can pump to a new all-time high, and let's see if this all plays out in the next episode. So I'll catch you guys in episode 9. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy today's video, make sure to subscribe, make sure to smash up the like button, and I'll catch you guys in episode 9. Ciao, ciao.